Oh, this is a good one, though.
Yes, it is.
Super Castlevania 4 is good.
It is a fantastic game.
Sub-weapons? What are those?
Lol, sub-weapons. I don't know. I would say the cross is still useful because of its boomerang property. Oops. Right, we're playing SNES now.
Imagine using a sub-weapon.
That's just silly. No one does that.
Hey, Snek. Remember when Ego Raptor actually, like, did things for games?
That was good times.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, Jitaku, remember when he did Girl Chan in Paradise?
Why do you say things you know will hurt me? I really liked Girl Chan in Paradise. I was looking forward to it, and for years and years I'm like, no, don't worry. He's just working on it. Of course, he's just working on it. And then he started doing Game Grumps, and I realized after about a year, about the time John...
He's not working on it.
He's not working on it. He's not working on it. I tried to get into Game Grumps, and I realized I just don't care.
Now, I'm going to make a really weird aside here, and this is very much a matter of there's no accounting for taste. You know what was really cool about early Castlevania versus the Metroidvania era? Was that, like, I was actually traveling somewhere. Like, I'm traveling across Western Europe to find the castle, to find its master, and destroy everything between here and there, saving the citizenry. In a true gothic horror, starting from some grassy field, populated by skeletons, all the way to Castle Dracula. And you lose a little of that when the entire game takes place inside the castle. And I'm not saying the castle's not a cool setting. It absolutely is. But it's not the same. It's not that epic quest across hundreds and hundreds of miles. You know?
But Symphony of the Night...
Symphony of the Night is a good game, and I'm not going to take that from it. But at the same time, starting in the castle is like starting on level 10. Like, you know, there should be more.
As we said before, imagine using a sub-weapon, am I right?
Oh, lol, lamau. XD.
Yeah, the whip control they give you in this game kind of makes a lot of the sub-weapons, like, largely useless.
Lol. 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 I am literally just, like, pecking him with the whip by doing this. This is, like, the most petty way to kill an enemy. Also, this song, Dance of the Holy Man, is one of my favorite songs in all of Castlevania. It is awesome, and this sound...
It is really good.
I don't get why there's a lot of hate for this sound font. I think it's awesome, and anyone who says otherwise is obviously wrong.
You know, there was a rearrangement they did for, I want to say I don't remember, but it was also done for the PlayStation 1 that I think had the best version of Dance of the Holy Man.
Yeah, there was that, and also, I think for the arcade shooter game, they had a version, which was also really good.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like Vampire Killer a lot, but I think this is probably my favorite of Castlevania's music.
You definitely get that full gothic adventure, you know, man of light comes to a dark world, ready to destroy the enemies and servants of evil kind of vibe.
Wait, can I just say that's kind of my problem with a lot of horror nowadays too, is the fact that, like, in order to have true evil, you need to also show kind of show good.
Yep.
And the problem is that, like, now our culture is such that, like, we cannot actually ever say that anything is evil because, well, we can't. How dare we judge people? It's like, no, I think certain things are evil.
Certain things need to be judged, let's be real.
Yes.
It's not like our particular cultural and religious proclivities aren't obvious to anyone watching the Tomodachi Bros podcast, now available on Channel Snek.
Nice.
I know, right? That was like the most subtle sales pitch ever. Like, no one's even gonna notice that I did it there.
Oh, man. It's about as subtle as those Medusa heads that are cosplaying as horses.
I know, right? They're like, hey, check me out, I'm going to BronyCon. I'm like, but I thought that was canceled. And they're like, no, or they're, nay. That's such a forced joke. Like, I kind of feel a little bad for that.
Are you saying it was not a horse joke?
Oof.
I'm surprised you're not moonwalking.
Oh yeah, no, you can totally moonwalk in this game, and I totally blanked on that. How dare I? I missed out on talking about one of the game's finest features.
You can moonwalk upstairs.
Especially to a song like this. It definitely feels like I should have been the whole time.
Is this the bit with the,
Whew.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't this the bit with the flipping floors?
Yep, that's what those weird colored wood panels are all about.
Ooh, I'm a ghost. That's G-O-A-S-T. Ooh.
Your greatest of all stinky times.
Sure.
Oh, he dodged. This one knows self-preservation.
Leave this place. But this is our house. Having fun there, Snek.
Always. Playing Castlevania 4 is always fun.
I'd say, you might actually be able to beat this game.
We'll see how far I get. I definitely want to give it my best. Ah! Oh, you actually hit me once! How dare you! Yeah, the weird whip tricks, I'm surprised didn't like catch on a bit more. Like in Circle of the Moon, if you hold the button, he'll actually spin it around him and it'll act as a barrier. Stuff like that, I'm kind of surprised didn't become more of a Castlevania staple. Yeah, like the weird whip tricks, yeah, it's pretty much just Castlevania 4.
Which is kind of weird, but then again, later games are more Metroidvania, and so they give you other weapons.
That's true. Sadly, very few among them being whips, and of them, the whips are typically very mid-game, mediocre, mid-card weapons. Ah, get back. There you go.
Yeah, it's weird how, like, the Belmonts have this weapon, and yet, ironically, the more time goes on, they really are like, no, you don't get the vampire killer.
Well, see, it makes sense in, like, Portrait of Ruin, because they had the whip, but they weren't really, like, able to use it to its full potential, so it's, like, the weakest weapon in the game. Up until, Jonathan does the ritual to get the whip's approval, and then not only do you get the full-powered whip, which is the strongest weapon in the game, you also get the special weapon crash that actually summons the spirits of the 5 great Belmonts to do a screen clear attack.
See, it's my personal headcanon that the spirit of the whip is actually like a Jewish grandma. It's like, when you get married, boobala?
That's so strange that I can't help but love that idea.
Yeah, you know, she just harasses whichever
current Belmont heir.
Yeah, I think that Cypher girl's nice. I think you should marry her. She'll be good to perpetuate the bloodline, Boobala.
Grandma, I'm busy.
You know, you gotta think about these things, Boobala. You're not gonna be young forever.
I mean, you know, it makes sense, given that she was, Sarah, Leon's betrothed.
About to say, you might actually have to explain who that is.
Alright, so, Lament of Innocence. Good game. You should play it. Really, really underrated Castlevania game. So, Leon Belmont in the 10th century... Wait, no. I always get this wrong. The 11th century, early 11th century, goes on a hunt to rescue his betrothed Sarah. And this is because his friend Matthias Kronkvist mentions that there is a vampire named Walter. And and Walter has an intense interest in alchemy and dark rituals. And Leon, who is an established knight and noble lord... I know, that's how it feels sometimes.
Oh no, that's not fair.
That's the stopwatch. It's a situationally useful sub-weapon. Now, the whole thing there is Leon goes to confront Walter and get his betrothed back. Alright, the frog is literally an enemy who hops around so fast that sometimes it has an awkward hitbox. Die. So, you go and you fight Walter, and there, Leon meets Ronaldo Gandolfi. And yes, that is actually his name. I'm not kidding you right now. And Gandolfi explains that his daughter, too, was taken as hostage by Walter, and Walter has begun viewing, brave gentlemen storming his castle as a bit of a personal challenge and as means of entertainment now that he has achieved immortality. So, Gandolfi agrees to help Leon and ends up becoming his primary support base throughout the length of the game. He acts as the shop and guy who can sell you some different upgrades and some simple basic armors to get you started.
Doesn't he also give you the actual weapon that allows you to do magic?
Yes, he gives Leon 2 tools, the Whip of Alchemy and the Magic Gauntlet. Leon himself has no background in magic at all. Now, Gandolfi does, so he gives Leon the Gauntlet, which will allow him to capture magic from enemies and turn it back against them, allowing him to use magically enhanced artifacts as a way of channeling his own magical and spiritual strength. I'm going to stick with the cross. The axe is good. The axe is my second favorite sub-weapon, but the cross is my favorite. And...
imagine actually using sub-weapons, am I right?
Like I said, the cross is actually useful thanks to its boomerang mechanics. I think that's understated a bit. Like, the whip is powerful, and you could build an entire action game around that and that alone, but...
I mean, they kind of did here. The problem is that they kind of assume that you're going to be using sub-weapons.
And to, I think, a greater or lesser extent, you should, just because they can help cover angles that the whip is no good for. And the whip is very versatile, but you lose a lot of its hitting power if you're having it slung around in its little, weird, slinky, noodly form. It doesn't have the same oomph. It does markedly less damage. So sometimes sub-weapons can be your good friends. Flying enemies are still dealt with by the axe. If you're in a high spot, the holy water is still good, and the cross is your general go-to, good-for-everything tool. And, really, what holy man is, ever separated from his cross? And speaking of holy men, Leon is the exemplar of a good hero. And I mean that in the moral affiliative sense, but not in the broad, oh, Deadpool's a hero. No, Leon Belmont is a good man who wants to help people because he is a genuine, selfless human being.
Deadpool is a protagonist. He is not a hero.
Yeah. And
sorry, I'm gonna be that guy right now. He's an entertaining protagonist, but he's not a hero.
Yeah, no,
he's not a doer, and he's not a doer of great deeds. He is the main character of a story.
Yeah, and the thing with Leon is he is the exemplar of a noble man, and I don't mean his rank, which he actually forsakes because, well, all this happens during the time of the Crusades, and he's technically going AWOL to save his beloved. And to do so, he had to relinquish his estate, all of his estate, and even his family sword. So when he arrives, he literally doesn't even have a weapon, and Ronaldo is like, you're not really going to go in without a weapon, are you? And Leon's like, well, I mean, I've heard that other men have stormed the castle before, so I figured I could just, nick a sword off them. So Leon is not an idiot. He's very practical.
I'll just punch him really, really hard.
You know what? The axe is fine. I
Punch him really hard.
And the events eventually reveal that Sarah has already been turned. She is already a vampire by the time Leon rescues her, and they're able to prove that the infection has already occurred because Gandalfi has a vampire-proof barrier around his base of operations, which Sarah cannot cross. So, she explains that she does not want to feed on humans and cause evil, and begs Leon to kill her. Leon is understandably devastated by this, and Gandalfi says, hey, there's a way we can turn this into at least something good, because we can use the life willfully given of a vampire to turn the Whip of Alchemy into the ultimate anti-undead weapon, the Vampire Killer Whip. Sarah agrees, and her spirit possesses the Vampire Killer Whip, which the Belmont family would then go on to use for over 1,000 years.
Which is also where, as I understand it, the whip actually basically gets a mind of its own and will actively kill those who are not of the family.
Yep. As our good buddy John Morris learned via the scientific method in Castlevania Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis. Even though he does defeat Belmont and is considered a true worthy ally of the Belmont clan, the whip's power still overtakes him and he perishes in the wake of destroying Dracula.
Imagine playing Bloodlines and it's not the Troika game. Meanwhile, Snek's like, yeah, imagine that.
What are the odds? Oops. Ah, that was me being careless.
Imagine. I'm surprised, you haven't decided to play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
I should. That is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And, funny enough, I actually had a vampire in Vampire the Masquerade, who was loosely inspired by a cross of Leon Belmont and Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. And Noodle, Vitaku's brother, took inspiration from my idea, I think, and we ended up becoming the Jolly Christian Cooperation Vampires.
That was a fun game.
That
was fun.
Jitaku was our GM, and was a really good sport about throwing us really interesting situations. Not the least of which was, we found a cursed demonic book. And so we're like, oh, this blasphemy will not stand. We're going to exorcise it. And he's just like, wait. You two are vampires. We're like, yes. He's like, and you're going to cast out a demon in the name of God. He's like, yes, because that is what a good Christian would do. And he's like, you know this is going to, burn you, right? And we're like, we don't care. We're doing it. And he's like, all right, I warned you. And we had to go, 3 or 4 scenes with permanent damage to our health trackers because of it.
Try 3 or 4 sessions, as I recall.
Oh, yeah.
It
was a while.
You were fighting, all while you were fighting an entire coven of Asimite, as I recall.
There can be no compromise with evil, so we had to. So the entire time, and we're the tank, by the way. I was a Gangrel, and he was he Bruja or Ventru? I forget.
He was Bruja. He was Bruja.
Okay.
Because his entire thing is that his sire was actually a Byzantine noble.
Whoa.
From, the 3rd century, so... Oof.
Yep. Unfortunately, despite his new whip play, Simon does not have a defense about being thrown 30 feet backwards upon impact.
Hey, remember me from Aria of Sorrow?
Yeah, the footage that got eaten when I was trying to edit it. That sucked. But, yeah,
hey guys,
that was a really good...
Aricado. Aricado.
Yeah.
No. Gee, such an original character. Donut to steal.
Eventually, I want to do a Snek Talk segment where I talk about some of our tabletop experiences. I think that would go over really well, and that's one of those stories I'm going to enjoy recounting. No! Bleh. That was my first death, though. I mean, not bad. Whoa. Let the pillars fall, so I don't jump into them like an idiot this time.
Yeah, the problem is that we had some people who I don't think really understood the setting.
Yeah, that was kind of a recurring issue.
Of course, you know.
Well, I mean, I'll start with our that guy party and work my way up chronologically. I have most of the notes still written down.
Not to say, I mean...
Anything that I'm not clear
it's
on,
gonna
you can help me
include
remember.
Yulia, your waifu.
Oh.
I didn't intend for her to become that, but...
I think I still have that, so I think I could... No! Ah.
Yeah, the one Cappadocian...
Yes,
who,
because I feel bad for the Cappadocians, man. They work really hard at being like good people, and then the freaking Giovanni of all people take their place, and I'm like, what? Name a bigger downgrade. No.
Originally,
stupid fish. That's not cool. I'm calling foul.
on a fish.
On a fish.
Are you saying that it's not fish nor fowl?
That joke was the ichthy part of the problem here. All of my hate. Ah, got my cross back. Alright, a little more careful this time.
See, originally I was going to have her be kind of a, cat's paw. But you guys were, like, so gosh darn earnest. And I feel like a lot of that guy, like, or the problem GM things is, like, the group not finding a compromise. And so, like, you guys desperately wanted to do, like, jolly cooperation! And so, gosh darn it, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna kickstart the Crusades 50 years before they actually happen. And,
for kingdom and Christendom.
Yeah, there's going to be, I thought it was kind of interesting to see what you guys would, and I really, really like the way that old World of Darkness had the Dark Ages, where it was kind of this, like, weird Middle Ages aesthetic. Honestly, I think that the Modern Knights is kind of trite, whereas...
Modern Knights can work, but you need the right GM and the right, mind frame. Otherwise, you fall into a lot of stupid things.
Well, I mean, yes.
I was trying to get to that before he got to me, and I failed.
I don't know. I understand what they were doing, too, with, like, all of the vampire clans, and I really dig the entire, the Bible, the Old Testament is actually real, and, the horrifying implications of that make for really, really cool horror. But, like, the fact is, like, some of the clans came off as, well, not as good as the others, and I don't mean that in a moral way, I mean, like,
mechanically.
Yeah, like, who legit remembers not the Nosferatu, the Ravnos?
Oh, man, the Ravnos, those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys. I totally don't remember Ravnos.
They were the gypsy ones.
Yep.
Dude.
No, I know. I'm being sarcastic.
They were kind of written out because exactly the reason that they were legit just the gypsy vampires.
Yep.
Which is a shame because they actually had a really, really cool um, discipline the entire like illusion trickery thing that they had going on. There we go.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you kind of had to rely on your GM not, screwing you over in order for it to be good.
Yeah, that was the thing, and again, just certain clans got better treatment in story, just like in general.
Yeah, like the Zemitsi were just... the Zemitsi were way too good. I'm just gonna say it. Just because they were basically the Dracula clan, they were just way too good.
Yep. Nope. I'm not going off that cliff. I don't care if I die by other means, I'm not going off that cliff.
Oh, so they have individual health bars.
Dagnabbit.
Yeah, you okay there, Snek?
Entering old man mode, apparently. Concern got turned.
Are you sure that's, like, not Yosemite Sam mode?
I was about to go into Foghorn Leghorn. It's like, wait, no, that's a different character. That's wrong. Stop being dumb.
Say, what I say is the Evangelion. Have you seen that?
Yeah, you showed me. That was pretty funny stuff.
You're either gonna end up with a girl who's a furry, fat, or I say both.
Oops. Oh, cute. Thanks, game. You see, like I said, Belmonts are not defeated by Dracula. Belmonts are defeated by heights.
What do you have to say about that, there, Snek? Is that true to your experience?
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, as a little cartoon Snek, I hardly have a leg to stand on. Well, not.
Wow. I was about to say, you don't have legs, you have gun tank treads.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Is this the end of Snek?
It might
Alright,
be.
next time.
It might be. I get past this the first time, no effort whatsoever, and now I'm suddenly struggling on one particular swing jump.
Cool copy. I would say it does the body good, but it really doesn't.
I mean, technically speaking, ODing on caffeine is so ludicrously over the top that it'd be difficult to actually do. Alright, swing this time, and here we are.
Oh.
I ain't even mad. I ain't gonna sweat it. You know why? Because it's fine. It is fine. Everything is groovy. I'm secure in my amazing moonwalking skills. I'll take the top off, though. Up and away, one of the best game features. 10 out of 10.
11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, 13 out of 10.
So now I get to fight with no sub-weapons, so we'll see how well this goes.
Imagine using a sub-weapon. Whoa. Oh.
Well, that's that.
Shame.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run up until that. Let's not worry about the Game Boy games so much.
Which one are we doing?
Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis.
Imagine playing Bloodlines.
Dracula.
Are doomed to confront Dracula.
Countess sought to revive the long-dead spirit of the vampire. Her name was Elizabeth Bartley.
Bathory.
Bartley.
Or as it's Liz from the Fate Grand Order.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, look at that chin! That man could be a Green Lantern!
I'm sorry, but I am not in fact actually a Green Lantern because my girlfriend is not in a fridge. And
Alright,
popular
so...
YouTubers are not making commentaries on how I'm a terrible person because of that.
Now, there is a small mistranslation, and this might surprise you, in the video game. It says the Alucard spear, it's Alucard. Alucard made the spear so that Eric could fight vampires too. It's actually brought up in one of the DS titles, I think. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Eric, and he is a total G, but I'm gonna play as John.
What? Playing as the whip-wielding, Claude Hagara?
That's right. Ruins of Castle Dracula, Romania.
Wait, are you telling me that Castlevania is not actually just... I'm kind of pointing to Eastern Europe.
Somewhere in there, you know.
No, it covers the entire area because it's gigantic.
There's something to be said for that, of course. Now, this is more old-school Castlevania, but we do have the diagonal whip attack. And rather than hearts, we use gems for our sub-weapon. This game was a little weird.
Can I just say, this game is giving me some Altered Beasts kind of vibes, which, makes sense considering it's a Sega Genesis game.
Indeed. I can see that.
Wait, is that literally a half-eaten corpse?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. Rather than the knife, we actually get the silver tomahawk from Mega Man 6. Boom!
Is it
Ah, you hit me
actually
with
a
your shin!
reference to Tomahawk Man?
No, I'm kidding. Now, a neat thing this game does is the candle you get sub-weapons from actually looks different than normal candles. If it's one big candle, it's a sub-weapon. If it's two smaller candles, it's either gems or health or any number of things, but it's not gonna
I
be...
remember these guys.
Yep. This look a little familiar, seeing as how this is a retread of 1-1 from Castlevania the First.
I don't remember, a creature from the Black Lagoon in this.
Yep, they were there. One of those weird fishmen. Nope.
Can I just say, too, that, hey, you wanna... Like, I forget what it was. There's a movie that came out, not a couple
Shape
years
of
ago.
Water.
Yes.
I saw a trailer for it, but I never saw the film.
If
so.
that's your thing, hey, more power to you.
More power to you, but I'm going to judge you silently.
Oh. I'm just saying, I don't see the appeal, okay? I don't see the appeal.
I'm gonna stay with the axe.
Like, Lovecraft is a thing. I don't see the appeal.
Oh yeah, Neat little thing. If you get another whip power-up at the full whip, you get the magic whip.
That dog has no back legs. I mean, it has back legs, but... Did you just shoot a Kamehameha at him?
Yep. You get a special sub-weapon if you have the magic whip, and it's a chain of lightning that will follow the floor.
That is...
expensive to pull off, but oh so totally worth it. This is actually a really good game. I think this is actually one of the more underrated Castlevanias, just because like people never talk about it.
Oh, but it doesn't have Richter, and it doesn't have Alucard, and it doesn't have Julius Bellman. 0 out of 10. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it came out on the Genesis like around the same time with Super Castlevania 4, so to say its competition was stiff would be underselling it.
Okay, Super Castlevania 4 is great.
It absolutely is. You will not hear me disagree with you. Yeah, unfortunately you only keep the Super Whip until you get hit. So, I'm back to having my normal whip and normal sub-weapon, at least for now. But it is cool to have when you have it. Oof. Got hit in the butt.
Hey man, what you doing? No, I'm just hanging around.
Ah, man, Fred, you tell that joke every day, and it never gets old.
Man, can you imagine, working in Castlevania, and you're like, I have to run across the spine bridge.
Hate going across the spine bridge.
Every single day, and then, Jim has to come up behind me and rebuild the spine bridge.
Okay, everyone, spine bridge is down for now. You gotta give us a minute. Oh, man. I'm gonna stick with the axe. I forget what boss this is, but... Ah, the Armored Knight.
The Robot Knight. I'm a reference to Castle in the Sky. Of course I am. Because if, Japan did not have references to Ghibli films, then they'd be forced to just have nothing but references to JoJo.
And Dragon Ball.
References... I was going to say Toho, but that works too.
After a while, you start wondering if this is going to become an homage to the Black Knight scene in Monty Python, but... like, I lopped off his arms, and I was like, what else could I do with this guy? Yeah, all that was level 1, by the way.
Oh, man.
You remember ungodly passwords? Oh, man. Bad times.
Man, remember when, they had to... You couldn't really tell sometimes because of the font whether or not it was a B.
Yeah.
Or, God, what was it? Like
a 0 or an O.
Yeah.
Okay, mad props.
6 or a B.
That reflection effect? Good stuff. Oh, there's no floor.
You were killed by the water.
I was killed by being shoved into the water by a cow.
Whoa. Is that a cow?
He's a minotaur.
Imagine being
No.
killed. Imagine being killed by a hamburger.
I got bullied.
Yeah, you are.
Alright, this time, I'm not going to be an idiot.
That's debatable. Hey, man. You set me up like that. I'm gonna say something. Oh, what's that thing right there?
That weird, like, eagle thing? That's your whip power-up.
Don't you want the holy water?
The holy water is situationally useful.
Don't you want the holy water? Don't you want to fight fishmen?
No!
Don't you want to fight the fishmen?
Ah, that's it.
Oh,
no. Ah, that's harsh.
Oh.
That's a bit unforgiving, but Kid Dracula is not
Kid
Castlevania.
Dracula! Oh, hell yeah!
Alright, what the heck. It's technically Castlevania. It's Castlevania-ish.
It's, technically speaking, it's still Akumajo Dracula, which is the Japanese name, as I recall.
Yep. Devil's Castle Dracula. Remember when video game plotlines were more of a fever dream than something that you could actually explain?
Remember when video games were not serious business? You know, as I recall, this guy was in Konami YY World as a playable character.
He was.
Oh man, remember when Konami made games?
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, you remember Bomberman?
Yeah, I remember. That's Hudson Soft. That was good stuff.
You remember Bonk? Bonk the Caveman?
Ah, man, I remember.
You remember those really good Bobobo games?
I have even less health than I do in Castlevania. No. Guess I have a projectile.
Did you ever do the the Legends of the Idiot Warriors review? You mentioned you were going to do?
Not yet. Soon.
So this is pretty jamming music.
It is.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Konami, why wasn't this Dracula in Castlevania Judgment? I'm just saying. I want to have little kid Dracula be a playable character, and he has to go up against, you know, incredibly buff Simon Belmont. Oh, that would be really funny, though. Oh, a Kyonshi. Or Jiangshi, I guess. The hopping vampires.
Yep.
That's a... So, in the middle of, you know, a Romanian castle, there is a bunch of Chinese hopping corpses.
Yep. Oh, I'm back in the Clockworks level.
Hey, Kid Dracula, why can't you shoot up?
You'll never need to shoot up. Aha!
Is that you, or is that him just jamming out?
That's me. I'm just making him duck over and over again, make him do a little dance.
Oh, looks like he's having a good old time. Ah.
They actually arc harder to the right, so it's more dangerous to approach them from the right than it is from the left.
Oh, come on.
Yay. I think I just bullied the first boss. Whoa!
I think you just bullied the Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me just say...
Bullied his big brother.
That movie was not... It's not as good as people think it is.
Oh, that's neat. I can put that to good use.
We're now
Roulette,
gonna play
Kanken,
Contra.
Garapan, Jab and Pop. Amida Kuji, Amida Kuji. Which will it be?
What? I don't...
Roulette, Kanken, Garapan, Jab and... I guess these are minigames? So... we go over here, I'm going to D, looks like. No, I'm going to B. This, I will go to D. Here takes me to A. Guess I'll try the roulette. Oh, they added paths. My carefully laid out plans destroyed by RNG. Let's play Jab and Pop. Have fun. Jab me, stab me, scratch that itch for me.
That is...
This one? This one... What? Was that good or bad? I don't know what just happened. And now we're in Airman's level.
But you can't beat Airman.
Beat Airman already. We're past that part in Battle Network 2.
Yeah, I know. But that's the way that
Whoa.
the song goes.
What the... Okay, I can safely say I wasn't expecting that.
Are they laying eggs?
I don't know what they're doing. And they look like they have huge thighs.
Not gonna say anything about that.
You remember when video games were more or less just allowed to get away with anything? That jump's tricky if I'm not careful. How do I try to select? Homing. Well, let's try this on precise. Maybe if I use this, I can clear out some more of those aerial enemies and it won't be so much of a pain. Ah, yeah, this is already going way better. What the? No! Why didn't you jump? Why did that happen? I was actually kind of onto a rhythm there. Okay, I have to be careful because his firing kinda screws with his jumping because this is, you know, an old school game. It's not Mega Man. He can't necessarily jump and shoot at the same time. Fire, jump.
Okay, this is... You have to understand, these games, you know, have less memory than a calculator would now.
That's true, so... This really does look like a Mega Man level.
Yeah, now it does.
Oh, it's a platform. Took me a second. Oh, yes, please. No! Don't kill me! I just want more health. Is that so much? Well, it's simple. I'll use this as my opportunity to get up higher, and then I can just drop onto the extra health. Or not. Alright. I'll also let this cycle back down. Slowly. Yeah, alright. Now, assuming I don't just fall to my death, then I'll be fine. Oh. Wow. I really thought that was it. Alright, a little more careful this time. Let's let this platform pick me up again. Alright, try that again. Yeah, there we go. Back on track. What the? Oh, jeez. Flying rocket turtles. Ah, why? No! I don't want to go fast! Gotta go fast is not my medical condition. No! Oh, go away, Tengu. Go away, Tengu Man. No, 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 no. Stop that. Stop that. I don't want any of this Super Mario Bros. 3 shenanigans. The game can barely even keep up. Jeez. Alright, let's never do that again, thanks. I don't like the fact that these clouds have faces. Wonder what I use the coins for. I bet they're one of those mini games. Oh yeah, homing shot is definitely where it's at. Ah, it doesn't lose momentum when you get to that. That's weird. Boom! I got bombs! Okay. I fail to see how that's a marked improvement. Amadakuji, Amadakuji. Which will it be? Alright, I guess random guessing is as good as anything. Well, let's got something different. Let's go for a spin. Have fun. No, it's a Japanese lottery. It'll cost 3 coins. Spin the wheel. Fingers crossed. Nice, 1 up. Oh, I hold it and then... Okay. Well, this is a way to get some lives. No reason not to go all in. Well, I mean, I got something out of it. Alright. I've seen those in different animes before, so at least I understood the rules. Ah, when they burst, they shoot out spikes. It's like those weird starfish monsters in Metropolis Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a second.
No, you're good. I tried a different minigame this time. It was one of those Japanese lottery with little marbles inside. Actually got some extra lives, so we're kind of doing well for ourselves.
Nice.
Even though vampires are supposed to be terrified of water deeper than a ditch, here I am going underwater. Whoa.
I mean, as you do.
I'm in Gravity Man stage. What? Why am I taking damage?
You were hitting a spike.
Oh gosh, I was. Let my shot go so I can just... Yay, go me. Okay, I get the idea now. And the whole thing is essentially just a controlled fall.
Pretty much.
Ah! Should have known.
Man, don't you love when we're gonna just put spikes down at the bottom? Where are you gonna fall?
Where you can't see them or prepare for them at all. Except for the assumption that you're going to just guess that the game dev hates you in a personal way.
Pretty much.
Alright, homing attack. I need you to be a little bit better at homing.
I would hope when I feel like it.
Aha.
I'm gonna hope when I feel like it.
I need you to start feeling like it. Like now-ish. Just playing this makes you want to play Mega Man. Just like, this is a lot like Bubble Man stage, but more petty.
Hey, Snek, don't you want to play Mega Man X?
Well, that was great. Thanks, game. I loved how much time you gave me to prepare for that.
Don't you want to play Mega Man X?
Mega Man X is always a good time.
Oh, that's not fair.
Your bubble occupies most of the screen. You gotta be squidding me. I'm so batty now. Oh, I can temporarily transform. Listen, I guess this one. Ah, we're doing this again. I don't get it.
It's a reference to a children's game where it's like Blackbeard, I believe it's called.
Oh. Alright, you wanna be like that? Two can play that extremely stupid game.
I mean, you know, it's a question I have is, who loves ice just stages? Because they're all the same and they all suck.
Just slide right off the edge.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
It's like...
And it keeps resetting my shot type. Do not reset my shot type. I will stab you in the throat.
with kindness.
Okay, are we past that running gag now?
Not the ice climbers. They were such a good character and totally not
They totally weren't a mistake.
Totally, and they're not just, you know, considered optimal because they basically break the game. I don't remember what Ditaku hot take number we're on now, but I mean, I'm sure somebody's gonna, you know, dislike that, even though it's totally true. The entire reason why people like them is because they basically are like, hey, do you not want to play the game? Do you want to basically have it such that, like, the character you play as causes the physics engine to cry?
Which is why they weren't in the 3DS version, and therefore the 3DS version was much better.
And the fact that it's like, oh, you... Basically, the entire thing is with them is that they allow you such that you get to play the game and the enemy cannot do anything. And that isn't fun. That's not playing the game.
Thanks, game. That was great.
Wow, they literally just show up and push you off?
Literally spawn me on a cliff and then immediately throw an enemy that will shove me off. Yes.
Wow.
You saw that correct. It's a good thing that one game got me like 6 extra lives. This level's eating most of them.
But, you know, it is what it is.
And what am I even... Oh, I have to use the bat power, don't I?
I'm one of those weirdos that actually plays with items and plays on all levels. And I'm gonna say it. You know, I've had instances where, you know, I have been killed by my little sister because she got the golden hammer and she just hit me. Is it, you know, a testament of my skill? You know, maybe, probably not. But you know what? I had fun. She had fun. That's what matters.
Sometimes winning isn't the point.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's more to life than that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know this is going to shock some people, but you know, it's not a true testament of skill. It's not going to be like, yeah, when I beat a 5-year-old little girl. Yeah, that's, I mean, come on. Guys, come on. Oh.
Okay, game, you were like at least a 7, and now we're falling into like 3 territory.
Well, you gotta remember, dude, this is what
an old novelty NES game. Yes.
Yeah, it's a novelty Famicom game. Can you imagine something like this coming out in the United States and not having it be like rad track? Oh yeah, sideways hat and cool sunglasses and skateboard action. Eat your shorts. Cause you're too radical. This isn't your grandpa's Dracula.
No, that Dracula actually has some respect for himself.
Are those seals?
Yes, they are.
Can I just say too, by the way, when we were speaking of early '90s culture, that The Simpsons is not as good as everyone makes it out to be.
They're remembering like the first 3 seasons and going, man, that sure was good. And I'm like, yeah, that's when all their good writers left.
Pretty much.
Oh, I can shoot up. Not that it's been an issue so far, but just literally didn't notice. Just didn't notice.
Because Dracula has more going for him than Mega Man does.
Now I'm being insulted by ice skaters! What did I do to make them so mad?
You were too busy being radical. Rad Drac!
A dragon. I mean, at least it's something different.
I guess this is a real drag, man. You are now imagining how awful, like, the Rad Drac cartoon would be.
You're talking about Captain N again. Oh, jeez.
No. See, Dracula would be the main character. The hip 90s Dracula would be the main character, not just a bad stand-in for Alucard.
Ah, okay.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Wow, that was a... That was actually masterfully done there, Snek. You pulled that off.
Bit of a ballet.
Ice spell, cool.
So I can use it to, like, mildly harass my enemies. Alright, which slot should I use?
Do the next one to the right.
This one?
That one. Yeah, that one.
No, not again!
Oh.
Maybe I'll actually get something this time? I get the idea behind the theme of the game. I don't understand how I'm supposed to win.
Isn't this a level in Ghostbusters?
Whoops.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's it then.
That was wild.
Yeah, and that's... I'm not really going to worry about the Game Boy the Game Boy titles, but yeah, no, that's Snek's Go Until You Continue challenge. I actually did a little bit better than I thought I would.
That was crazy.
Well, thank you for joining me in my ambitions, and yeah, like I said, I did better than expected, but yeah, that was fun, and then these games are still great after all these years.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, definitely. And I'll see you guys next time.